Hi guys,
Hi.
welcome back. Today's video is going to be about, in my opinion, one of the most important topics when it comes to relationships, dating, etc. This is situationships. What does it mean? It is a romantic or sexual relationship that is undefined and uncommittal. So basically, it means that people in this sort of relationship are more than friends, but are not committed to each other.
And things like this happen, in my opinion,
All of the time.
but the primary reason is when people don't have a discussion and they don't define their relationship.
Yeah, so there is
But
no clarity.
no clarity. But we're going to discuss today our own experiences. Both of us have been in situationships, unfortunately. And the first thing I would like to say that at first we Googled how long are the relationships to be considered situationships, because only today I realized that I was in situationship. I thought that situationships should be maybe
Sure.
maximum 1 month or like up to 5 dates, but it can be up to years. So yeah,
Several years. Yeah.
so my situation was 2 years. And when I think about it, I think how ridiculous it was for me to think that there is future. But let's discuss step by step.
I was in situationship as well, and I can tell you that it was emotionally draining.
Do you think there is only one person who profits?
Yes, there is always only one person who benefits from such relationships. Let's be honest, usually it's a guy.
By the way, if you're a guy and you're watching this, please let us know about your experience with situationships. What we are going to discuss is based on ours or our friends who are girls experience, so it's maybe not very objective. But if you guys share your opinion and your experience, that would be great.
What I want to say is that it's very interesting because we've received lots of comments on our previous video about dating. I've read so many insights. A guy told me that, in his opinion, girls are always the one who end the relationships. I always thought that guys are the ones who end relationships. That's why girls very often end up in situationships. I want to share my experience. So basically, I was in situationship, and of course, I thought that it's going to become eventually serious with time. I just need to, first of all, be patient. Second of all, to put more effort, etc. But the thing is that when I ask questions, because a lot of people say you just need to ask questions and then you understand. I don't agree with that because I asked questions and I never received clear replies. So I asked, for example, I had a for me, it was extremely painful experience. I went to a guy, so he lived in another country, and I went to his place, and I thought it's such a romantic story. At some point, I found other girls' stuff in the apartment, and I'm very emotional and I'm very blunt, so I was super angry, and I was like, no, I'm not going to be silent about that. And I asked him, who does this stuff belong to? And his reply was, my friends. And I was like, yeah, but let's be honest, why would your girlfriend leave her personal things at your place? This is ridiculous, no? And he told me, no, you don't understand. This is my friend's stuff. And I said, okay, but you have to be honest with me. Are you in a relationship with her? He was like, no. And then I was like, are you in an open relationship with her? He was like, no, what do you think? No, of course not. And first of all, it was a lie because probably they were not in a relationship. But then I also think that it was a lie because obviously it wasn't just a friend.
I think also,
And
can I say one more thing? This person didn't just tell you that oh no. The way he explained this made you think that you're kind of crazy and overreacting. So which was a manipulation.
Yes, this was
so
definitely
I think this
manipulation.
happens very often in situationships because you feel like either you're too needy and maybe you just need to give that other person more space or time or something like that. But it's actually not the case. If a person wants to commit, they want to commit. If not, just let someone go.
If a person doesn't reply to your questions, for example, if you ask a guy, so are you looking for a relationship? And he's saying, because that happened to me as well, he's saying, well, I can't say that I'm looking for a relationship, but if I feel a spark, this happens very often. For me, it's a huge red flag. Like if you hear something like this, just run. It means that he's not looking for a relationship. This is just a reply, to make you feel like, I have a chance. I have a chance. I just have to prove myself. Interesting, because I shared this story with my friends, with my girlfriends. And what I want also to say, that their replies now for me were shocking, because they told me, so what? Just continue hanging out with him and you will win.
You need to.
You will win? What
But
does it
also, I
even mean?
think
You will win.
very often women try to find some really strange explanations for men's behavior.
Yes, for
I
sure.
remember, well, it's a different situation, but I remember once our friend said that maybe he doesn't answer you because he
yes.
answers all the texts on the weekend, which
He's so
was
busy, yeah.
he chooses not to answer any personal text on working days, which I find extremely weird. But I also wanted to ask you, why do you think women find all of those excuses? Because to me, it seems like men wouldn't do that. Maybe I'm wrong. Please share your experience. But to me, it seems like maybe the society makes us think that men have the right to all of those mistakes and bad behavior, but you as a good girl have to be home, wait, and give all of your love and blah blah blah,
and you
then
have
he'll
to
change
win him.
yeah, and then
You
he'll
have to
change
win him.
his mind, and he'll see how amazing you are and blah blah blah. But usually it never happens. You're just wasting your time.
You're just wasting your time. But then I think in the process of, the worst thing that happens to you is that you, first of all, you do not think that you're worthy,
because when
of
you're
being actually in a real relationship.
because when you're in a situationship, you open your heart, you become very vulnerable. Usually you have your heart broken, and then when a nice guy comes, you can't value that relationship because you always think that there's something
and
wrong.
you don't trust him anymore.
Yeah.
Because after such really bad situations, you do not trust anyone, because this guy appeared so many times in my life, and he was always like, do you want to come here, do you want to come there? And I was like, no, I'm not going to be in this like endless
Vicious circle,
vicious
yeah.
circle. And I was like, I wrote him clearly, no. Then he was like, once again, once again, once again, once again. And then I was like, okay, I shouldn't be afraid to hear a bad answer. I should make everything to actually hear his reply. And I just told him, you know what, I'm interested in serious relationship. And finally, after 2 years of such awful relationship, he wrote me, then I'm not the perfect match for you. But if you happen to be one day here, I will gladly da, 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 da. And I was like, there shouldn't be any but. Like, bye, hopefully, I mean, see you never. There shouldn't be any but. Like, you don't have to follow the rules of this person. You should never be a second option. Never. You don't want anything serious? Arrivederci.
Okay, this I think is very, very interesting, and I would like to discuss what are the signs that you are in a situationship. I'll read the list because I know for sure that both of us disagree with the list, and that's why it's even more important.
Okay.
So the first thing that I want to say, that I think very online and friends usually say, if you are not sure, just ask. And what Lena said is true. Very often you receive either the reply that is positive, but the actions are completely different, or person avoids saying no but doesn't say yes, or says yes but in the future. So whatever the scenario is, if it's different from the actions, I think run. You
Run.
don't need to put more effort, wait longer or something like that. Just end the relationship. You don't have that much time. Okay, so if you're feeling stuck at your relationship, you aren't hitting milestones, and you feel like this relationship is not growing and not moving anywhere, I think you're a situationship. So the examples that are here are, for example, first time meeting each other's friends. And we discussed this before, and I personally think it doesn't mean that your relationship are moving in a
Evolving, growing. No, it
serious.
does not. No.
And I'll tell you from my own experience, it's okay for me to introduce a guy I'm seeing to my friends. It doesn't mean that I'm very interested in this person. It doesn't. It can mean anything. Even you don't really want to spend that much time, just you two, so you prefer to meet also with friends.
Yeah, I completely agree. It doesn't mean anything.
But in your opinion, in your case, you also met colleagues.
Yeah. So in my case, I met colleagues of this person, and it was actually such a very difficult moment for me because one of the girls' colleagues, for sure, she was interested in him. So she had this like really weird behavior when she saw me. And she was like asking me lots and lots of questions in front of everyone. And her third question was like, "So are you guys dating?" And it almost like broke my heart because I was sitting there and I was like, what should I reply? I don't even know. Like, I
But
don't even know what are how to even describe our relationships. So for me, it was such a well a question.
but then also what it was a huge sign for you that this is not going anywhere, because
Yes, yes.
you can't say anything, you have no idea how to respond, so you're
Yeah,
like in the middle of nowhere, you don't know where you stand.
for me, it's weird to ask people because imagine we're just starting seeing each other and we don't know if we're in a relationship. So what sort of question it is? I don't know. For me, it's a difficult. I never ask such questions, and I think it shouldn't be asked. So I agree that if you've met friends, colleagues, it doesn't mean anything.
Okay, what about family? We had this conversation today, and I said that it doesn't mean anything because I was introduced to parents and I knew that's not serious. And you told me today the story, an example of our friend, your friend, and you said that, oh, they were in serious
Yeah,
relationship
yeah.
because she even met his parents.
Yeah, so this is quite this is a true story. My friend said that her basically her friend was in a relationship with this guy for a year, and for her, she thought that they are in serious relationship, and she met his
Not only
parents,
serious relationship,
etc.
her family was thinking that they are going to get
Get
married
married.
soon.
Yeah, and she met parents, not once. She met his parents, and then after the year of the relationship, he just said, I'm not interested in anything serious. I don't know if can it be described as a situationships? I don't know. Maybe prior to that, maybe he was thinking about something serious. Maybe after some time he thought, no, we don't know. But this is an example from real life. She met his parents and then he just said, I don't want anything serious. So honestly, it could mean nothing.
Okay. So longer situationships are often not very promising because it often signifies a lack of desire of at least one party to move the relationship into a different, more committed state. The second thing is doing new activities together. I think it's a strange thing because I think
Honestly,
most people are okay to do
yeah,
new activities. Like it also depends what kind of activities.
doesn't mean anything.
To me, two things from this list that I totally agree. It's celebrating small anniversaries. I think in general, people who are not committed, they don't want to think that there is some kind of anniversary because no,
If it's as a situationship, you won't celebrate anything because it's
Yeah.
weird. Like
So
because
if one person wants to celebrate something and the other one doesn't, then it means that you clearly see the relationship
yeah, for
completely
sure,
different. Yeah.
100%.
Uh, okay, so what I want to say for me was when I realized very clearly I'm definitely in a relationship was when I wanted to go on a holiday together and he didn't. And now I think of course he didn't because he didn't even think of anything like very serious. So I think people who don't want committed relationship, they are never going to plan anything in the future. Like if you ask someone about holidays, like not now but in a couple of months, and you see that this person is hesitating or like no, I think it's a very good sign, like clear sign that
This is a situationship. Yeah,
it is a situationship.
100%.
I think in general people should judge by acts, not by what a person says, because there are a lot of people that will tell you anything you want, but they won't do what they say. So don't believe like all the nice things that people say. Just try to look at what person this person is doing for you. Another thing that I want to say that usually situationships are not on a regular basis. So basically, this person can be very often not free to meet or will meet whenever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
It so you always kind of have to ask
In advance.
in advance,
Yeah.
or like you're not sure, you're not confident that this person will always want to see you,
Yeah.
always will always like free time and something like that. You have this I also remember the example of our friend. She said that for her, she realized that they are in that they are official when he posted a
Ah,
picture
yeah.
of both of them on social media for the first time, which I found very interesting because I think people have a huge problem having a deep conversation right now. And if you have any doubts or you just want to find out honest answer from a person you clearly like a lot, if this person feels the same, you will look for any kind of sign, even picture on social media, which to me doesn't mean anything, but you're not going to ask.
I think girls in general have to ask more questions because very often our friend, for example, she said, oh, I was sure 100% that we are in a relationship, and uh, her husband was next to her and he said, I didn't think that we were in a relationship. And she was like, you didn't think that we were in a relationship? He was like, no, I was seeing other girls. Were you thinking that we were in a relationship? She was like, yes. But this is clearly a problem because girls don't ask questions. Girls don't say, so what is going on between us? Or another a friend
But
of
very
mine,
often,
she told a very interesting story. So a guy that she was seeing, or she oh okay, she didn't know how to describe their relationship. He said, let's go and visit my granny. And she was really angry, and she said, and then I realized that it's actually time to ask him, who
mm,
am I to you? A friend, a acquaintance? I don't know. Like, and yeah, and she said that, to be honest, I was almost 100% sure that he will say a friend, and I will end this because this is not going anywhere. And he replied as you, my girlfriend. And then their relationship started evolving. And I think that you should always ask these questions. Don't be afraid. Most of people don't ask questions because, of course, they are afraid to hear the answer. If you're afraid to hear the answer, it means that you somehow understand that the answer might be not very good.
but
So,
but can I also say that this is also a very clear sign that you're in situationship when you feel anxiety because of uncertainty?
for sure, yeah, and it's very bad for your mental health as well. So, what are the signs that you are in situationships? First of all, irregular or superficial contact. This is so true. If the contact with you and this person is irregular, let's say you see this person and and then you don't see this person for weeks. This is situationships.
Or also superficial. So you already see this person not that often, so you're not going to bore him with your problems, or you want to make it special.
Nice.
And also superficial, so he doesn't know that much, or she doesn't know that much about your, I don't know, boring life, like, I don't know, like something that's not fun. Then probably it's not going to the real relationship, to be honest.
Second of all, no clear boundaries. So you don't understand where your boundaries, how you can even act next to this person, because you don't understand if it's your boyfriend or just a friend or whatever. Third one, no labels or exclusivity. This one is very important. I think this is the question that should be asked always. Are we exclusive? The fourth sign is lack of integration into each other's lives, which is clear. And fifth one, very, very clear sign, is if the relationship doesn't grow or end. So please let us know if you unfortunately had such experience in your life, if you agree with us, and share
your experience.
And
especially if you're a guy, because it's very
very interesting, valuable feedback for us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Bye.